as traditional ruler in that area, right? And then the 6 o'clock hour, we will do a recap and look at the possible big stories for tomorrow, and we will conclude the show at 7. Remember, at the top of each hour, starting 4, we would have a news bulletin, business news, news update, and the major news at 6. All right, then, let's get started. It's 3:15. Once again, I'm your Strudi Kalada Korubat. But what do I have for you? It was quite a struggle selecting big stories for today, because I was like, what would I select that would make a lot of sense, to the people who would listen to the show today. So we'll start with the first big story, and my first big story has got to do with the petrol situation in the country. Now, a lot of you are going through hard times. We talked about it a bit yesterday. I mean, even those in the APC or supporters of the APC are complaining complaining about how hard things are as it stands. Yeah, you heard me right. If you have been listening, you must have listened to the trending stories. And the trending stories had this news item that a supporter of the President Tinubu administration was complaining how difficult it is to run his business. He posted on his Instagram page, and he was talking about how it's very difficult. It is very difficult to get power, electricity supply, that is, and that it will get to the point when Nigerians will boycott the power sector, because Nigerians have been pushed to the wall to look for alternatives. And people were criticizing him on social media. Is it the IRA Akamfo? Did I get it right? Yesterday was also in the news, complaining about the policies of the president. Today, Afenifere is in the news. We've seen a couple of people who, so to say, in quote, are supporters, also mentioning how difficult things are. Now, why are things difficult? Petrol and the value, or should I say the price of petrol, and the value of the naira as against foreign currencies. And that's where the major economic issue is. And a lot of people say, okay, let's start local refining. Why can't we fix the refining? And somehow people have placed their hopes on the Dangote's refinery. But it looks as if Dangote is going to going through a very daunting process, I should say, because now he has come out, according to reports, that it looks like the marketers are blocking, or should I use the right word, boycotting his products. Now, I think, as reported by the Daily Trust, Dangote Refinery said that their diesel was reported President Tinubu was rating 2 by the marketers, saying, hey, Dangote Refinery is reducing diesel. At first it was 1.2, it became 1,000, now it is 900 naira, that it is affecting their businesses. The same market forces or market influences on the price of the product and say, hey, Dangote can decide what his price is, right? And so he's saying that he has been struggling to sell as much as 29 trucks of diesel since he started refining diesel, because the marketers are not looking at his direction. Now, you know how it is with these business people in Nigeria. We don't necessarily know who is telling the truth. The one on the left would always have an argument. The one on the right will always have an argument. It's almost in all facets of our society, right? However, I do think it's high time we start local refining, whether it's Dangote's, whether it's our own, or should I say state-owned refineries. It is high time we start refining locally. One, it will help with foreign exchange, because if you had looked at the data that came out in the news today as it relates to our foreign trades, exports and all of that, you would realize that oil is still one of the major commodity that we export from the country. So if we fix local refining, then we might just have it a good way However, it is looking like that will not be the solution just yet, because the market is a fighting, according to Dangote. I don't know if he's telling the truth, but I'm just reporting what he said, or what someone from his company said. And then I'm thinking, NNPCL cannot bring in the product because they are owing, which is signal to the fact that they have been paying subsidy and can no longer bear the burden of subsidy. By the way, IMF came out, was it yesterday, to actually say, oh yes, the NNPCL is still subsidizing because they are not actually allowing market influences reflect on the price of the commodity. And the IMF did say that there is a possibility that the product may, or the price of the product may go up yet again. So scary times. I wonder what the solution is. I'm telling you all of this so that you can vent if you want to vent. You can tell me what you're thinking. As a matter of fact, I like and I love to hear from you, really, as it relates to this matter, because transportation, like we talked about 2 days ago, is something a lot of us, I beg your pardon, cannot afford. What else again? And if transportation goes up, it means that basically every other thing will go up. Inflation in Nigeria is basically, or should I say, directly impacted by the pump price. But hey, let's get your thoughts. Let's get your thoughts on that one. I've spent so much time talking about that one, but let's move on to another one that is likely going to negatively, adversely affect the economy, most especially in River State yet again. Now, I was going through, I told you when I started that it was quite difficult selecting big stories for today, so I had to go through the all of the bulletins, in-house bulletins today, starting from 6 a.m. And I came across the story earlier published by our newsroom that in Delta State, the Olu of Warri has set an alarm as to the rising levels of the sea in that area. He has come out to say that something should be done. He mentioned how, I think, 2 local government areas, if I'm correct, or 2 areas in Delta State have now been submerged by flooding. You hear me right. All the attention is focused on Borno, Maiduguri to be precise, due to the failure of the dam in that area. I hear Kaduna, I beg your pardon, has also reported high levels of flooding, and about 15-20 people are said to have died. But I'm trying to look for the story, and it occurred to me that just because we did not see the floods last year, everybody's resting on his horse. Everybody's not as panicked as they should be, given the level of destruction we've seen, especially in the Niger Delta in recent years, when we talk about the annual, or is it now perennial flooding. Apart from Delta State, we also saw the report that in Bayelsa State, certain areas have started experiencing flooding, especially in Yenegua, Ovum. I can't remember all the places. I read it in the news yesterday. They've started experiencing flooding. Why am I picking this as big story? I'll tell you when I do come back from a commercial break. I do have a commercial break in about 25 seconds time. When I do come back, I'll tell you about why this is very important we talk about it. Just stay tuned. 27 minutes gone past 3. You're welcome back. I am Khaled Akurubata, but this is Hard Facts. I was just telling you before the break about flooding in Delta State and in Bayelsa State. So the story is looking for the Office of the Representative of the of Warri raised an urgent alarm about severe ocean surges threatening the Shekiri communities in Warri North Local Government Area, Delta State. The surges have already devastated 4 communities, with 2 communities, Ogeyi Zion and Ogeyi Ajadogo, completely submerged. Key infrastructures such as Igbeni Primary School and the community's only borehole have been lost. Now residents are now crammed into single rooms and forced to rely on polluted ocean water. Now this is the problem. I mean, we've been shouting, and I know I'm not in Delta State, but I want to believe journalists over there and broadcasters have been shouting, oh, the floods are coming, the floods are coming, the floods are coming. But look at it now. They're not ready. Residents, citizens of Nigeria who, I believe, some way or the other pay taxes, are now cramped into single rooms and forced to rely on polluted ocean waters. Now, the reason I'm talking about it is because I do not want to experience, and I'm saying it from the bottom of my heart, and it's like some clarion call to those in authority, be it at the federal level, be it at the state level, be it at the local government level, to please put certain preventive, okay, maybe preventive can't work, but put certain systems in motion so that you can cushion the effect. So we don't see Nigerians, our brothers, who are in flood-prone communities in River State, sleeping on the median of the road. We don't want to see people crying and saying, oh, everything is lost. Now is the time. The government has to put on its thinking cap once again, whether at the federal, the state, or the local government levels, and ensure that they reduce the impact. So we don't do the fire brigade approach another time. Now I'm looking at what is happening in Maiduguri. The vice president is, going through the floods, attempting or promising to share bags of rice. Is that really the problem? We're now getting to hear that there is food scarcity in the state as a result of the floods. So what can we do? What can we do in River State? And more particular about how this will impact the people living in flood-prone areas. About what? Is it 15? Is it 13 to 15 communities? I can't remember the figure now. But we need to ensure that we help. And I'm seeing it like, whenever I raise this conversation, people are rarely interested. But the truth is, the impact is usually devastating. I have experienced it twice, and I know I'm saying it. Okay, you know what? But that's that. I'm not supposed to be emotional, right? In Bayelsa State, like I mentioned, we've seen it also affect several communities, and it's time that, the River State government, NEMA, anybody responsible, begin to put actions in motion to ensure. And by the way, the president has approved the 108 billion naira for the 36 federation states to tackle flooding, which is about 3 billion naira for each state. So also I'm going to be asking, I'm asking you, how do you think the 3 billion naira should be used? In Yenagua, we've seen the flood affect Azikoro. I wonder if it's Azikoro village or Azikoro road. We've seen it affect Ikeki, so I guess that's Azikoro road. We've seen it affect Okaka, Swali, Panshia, Amarata, and Uvum communities. I'm surprised it has not affected Opolo, but let's see how it goes. Hopefully, the government of Bayelsa State will do the needful. Okay. Next big story. My next big story now is going to take us on a trip to Edo State, where in Edo State, my goodness, the signals I am getting is that we are yet. No, I think that's the wrong way to put it. We don't learn from our mistakes. I think that's the best way to put it. I was going to say we are yet to learn, but I think we never do learn from our mistakes. And, we keep saying, we want to get it right in Nigeria. The best way for us to get it right, or the foundation, is to get in elections right. And in Edo State, the off-cycle election, it's looking like turmoil is brewing. What do I mean? So you must have seen the report. The PDP has opted out of the peace accord. It's the same thing. with the APC in Edo State. Now, both parties are blaming the police for being biased. Yeah. They say, oh, the IGP is supporting APC. The APC said, oh, the Commissioner of Police is supporting. My goodness. And, it brings me to, a conversation I've been wanting to have for a long time. This peace accord. We said peace, let's sign. You won't kill, you won't fight. But when the elections eventually come, we see wanton destruction here, there. We see threats, bullying, and all of that characterize our electioneering processes. We see vote buying and all of that stuff. When are we going to get it right? 2023 came, it felt like a ticking bomb. And now, one would think that the stakeholders, not just INEC, the politicians, the players, would have learned a lesson, but it's still the same rhetoric, still the same process, still the same. Oh my goodness. Anyways, I'd like to get your thoughts. Enough of me talking. These are the big stories. I searched and searched, and these are the big stories making waves. So I'd like to get your thoughts. I would also like to give a special shout out to Lieutenant Casey Uwazuoke, who is reported to have shown bravery. Still talking about flooding. He showed bravery, maybe still showing, after he saved over 1,000 people in Maiduguri. Remember the flood displaced people, the water levels are so high that it submerged houses, and this wonderful lieutenant has been swimming and doing miraculous, saving people and all of that stuff. So, yeah, a special shout out to Lieutenant Casey, who is okay. I hope I pronounced the name very well. But let's go to the phone lines. 0817 923 0002. 0817 923 0003 and 0817 923 0007. Those are the call numbers. Let's get your thoughts and let's get talking. WhatsApp number 0809 030 6416. All right, let's get talking. I'm starting with this 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Good morning.
It's not morning, it's afternoon. Good afternoon to you. Tell me your name.
Afternoon, Mr. Gatabo. Frank calling from Dila.
All right, Frank, what story piqued your interest? I'd like to hear.
Let me dwell on the issue of the flood because I'm from Ahoda West and we used to suffer it whenever the flood comes. So, my own advice to River State government and federal government is that let them set up IDP camp in the flood area. Like Ahoda West, Ahoda East, Abu Adu, and Onega. So up to now, I've not seen anything on ground. As a member of the individual of Ahoda West, I'm supposed to see something to show that yes, government has prepared to solve our problem.
What is your CTC? What is your CTC?
That's what I can see.
Frank,
they should do something. Because it's not good for us to suffer every time the problem will continue to suffer.
Right.
At the end of the day, our costs will be damaged and government don't show any sympathy. Then for the issue of the peace accord in Edo, I'm the number one person that don't like it because the peace accord has not solved any problem. They will let it and go. At the end of the day, the irregularity will continue. But the problem is, the two major parties called APC and PDP, they are the problem. So there's no anyone up at once because at the end of the day, they are the one causing the problem. Have they allowed elections to go free and fair both APC and PDP? The answer is no. So
all right, Frank, thank you very. I was going to ask you about the CTCs. You've said the River State government should do all they can. Well, what about the CTCs? 92.3 Nigeria Info. Your name and location, please. Oh, Emeka from Owerri. Emeka from Owerri. Yeah, welcome.
Is there any here?
Sorry. Okay.
On the issue of because they don't proactive now. So they are proactive. They don't have money. I don't know about the issue of Bayelsa. Okay, the information is coming now. What is the government is conducting? I want to talk about that area because the thing they are also waiting at the area of my husband. The problem is to take them by yourself. They are not yourself because there's no grab for you. I'm going to tell the state. I will advise anything that happens with this state. So somebody should claim more better anything that happens to the government election. Because I'm listening to your campaign. The way you talk, the way you move, I don't know whether the campaign for what you do for the state to join in the campaign about calorie against the opponent. So I think if I don't know what to do. Because you have been talking this for a very long time. You never use the name because God is going on there, nothing happens.
All right. All right. Emeka, I've got to go. I'm sorry, I can't even hear you clearly. Robin from HA, welcome. What is on your mind? I'd like to hear from you.
Kalama, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon to you.
The Ulu of Wally cry out about the surge of sea level.
Yeah.
And you related it to River State here.
I mean, when it floods in Bayelsa, in Delta, it usually floods in rivers as well. I mean, it's connected, right?
I'm correlating it.
Okay.
We've been shouting, you've been talking about it, we have been discussing it in your station or other sister station. I've never had, I said it the other day, some days ago. I've never had any CDC chairman, in spite of what we hear, empowerment. I've never had where they have built or identified higher ground, where these victims will eventually be taken to. But definitely it must happen. And when it happens, we are going to hear the cry as it's going on in Bono State. As it's happening in Bayelsa. Definitely will happen here.
Right.
On the issue of Nigerian politics and learning lessons, no lesson. What lesson are they learning? We studied the Swiss court. Can you tell me, in the past election of 2023 university here, 1,000 electoral offenders were arrested. Including the certain commissioner was caught with firearms. The ministry prosecuted. We are just living in a mysterious time because the leadership have said Nigeria will be conquered. But that's the rules. Good afternoon, Robin.
All right, Robin, thank you for your time. I do appreciate. Keep those calls coming in. Now, I've just been corrected by Ife Chuku. I know I was struggling with the pronunciation of the name. And so he just said it is pronounced Huwe. Okay. Huwe. Did I still get it, Ife Chuku? If you're listening, tell me. I can't listen to your voice now. Remember, I'm on air. But keep those calls coming in. This one says, hello, Canada. I wish the forthcoming election in Edo State can be ignored by voters because Nigeria as a nation is not yet ready for governance. Monday in Bank from Jerry Port Harcourt. But Monday, is that going to solve the problem? Voter apathy, I don't think that's the solution. Is that the solution? It would just give them more room to do the dirty things that they do. According to Tony Okocha at a particular, they do these things, right? But I've got Gift from Yenegua. Gift from Yenegua, welcome. What is on your mind? I'd like to hear from you.
Kalada, good afternoon, my brother.
Yeah, good afternoon, Gift. It's good to have you.
Yeah, God bless you. I don't know if you talked about the flooding issue.
I'm talking about flooding, actually. It's part of my big stories.
God bless you. The flood matter here in Yenegua, my brother, it is pathetic. Some of my relatives, the only luck I have here is that in my own environment for now, this rain flood has not affected us. In fact, it will never. Even in Dreamland, the only one that used to affect me is this monster flood. Aside from that very monster flood, normal floods don't used to disturb me. 2022, that monster flood was the one that disturbed me. But I pity our people, our brothers and sisters, because they were practically building their homes like local goods. I'm telling you what happened to the kids.
Is it Azikoro Village or Azikoro Road? Which of the Azikoros?
Azikoro Village and Azikoro Road.
So they both Azikoros.
In fact, my own direct family in Azikoro Road was affected. Yes, was affected directly. I'm not talking about them say or yes say. So when some persons will come on air to say because your own place, you escaped it, then you will say there was not like flooding in Yenegua or Bayelsa. Stop lying to the public. It happened, and it is happening.
All right. All right. Thank you very much, Gabe. Quickly.
I laugh. Look at governors who practically will never allow people, before you even leave your home as a journalist to cover elections, local government elections, they will tell you, in fact, announcements will be going on. I don't pity any governor in Nigeria. Because you rig local government election, you write results, then you want to expect federal government to allow you to have a rest of mind or to breathe.
But gifts. That's an allegation. Yeah. You cannot say anybody. Who's writing?
We were crying before we went to the voting polling units. All the results are out under statistics in it happened.
An allegation. What did the court say? The court said the elections were valid and we were good.
No, I'm talking about local government elections. You cannot even go to court. Nobody goes to court.
Okay.
Everybody will avoid because they are the ones setting up the panel and everything. The governors, they don't allow people to vote for even a second. You only hear results, they were announced. That's
all right.
In those states, the Labour Party was crying practically. This man went there, Peter B. Look at the crowd and everything during the local government election recently. But the next thing, announcements. And they were mocking people, and now you are crying.
All right, Gibbs, I've got to go. Thank you very much. I've got Jude from Omuma. Jude, welcome. What is on your mind? I would love to hear from you, please. Tell me.
On my mind is the forthcoming Edo election.
Tell me about it.
Have we learned any lesson from the past? The answer for me is no.
Why do you say no? Tell me.
Because from the past, all the things we are seeing now that is causing the problem have always been there. And we never corrected them. They continue coming up every other time we have elections. For me, it is the security agents that should be held responsible.
All right.
In every society, everywhere, there must be crime. Actually, society is free of crime. If the security agents in Nigeria do their jobs professionally, maintaining law and order, and prosecuting those who have offended the law, then we would have learned a lesson. In a situation where order from above, they are being controlled, they are being delegated to do what they should do. That's the problem. And in Nigeria, we know it pretty well that once you have the federal might, as they call it, you are above the law. Because somebody has to tell security agents, hey, you do this or don't do this. Arrest this person or don't arrest this person. Even when one is arrested, the federal might will tell you, release him, and the person goes. Why would there not be reoccurrences of the same crime? So security agents in Nigeria is our trouble, is our problem. And I tell you what, I don't know how we can even get away from it. If we can remove federal might, order from above, and allow security agents do their professional duties, I guess we'll be in good shape. My take.
All right, then. Thank you very much, Jude. I've got Wisdom from Asari Toru local government area. Wisdom, welcome. Talk to me, please.
Yeah, Canada, thank you. First, on the flood matter, federal government to disburse 8something billion, right?
108. About 3 billion each state.
Okay, 108. Okay, so divide by 36, well, about 10 billion, right?
Is it 10? About 3. I calculated about 3 billion there.
Okay. All right, Canada, the point is the flood is a very serious problem ravaging our communities, urban and rural. I expect local government chairmen, for example, the River State, to take very, very proactive steps to ensure they synergize with the state to find at least the solution. Now, for some time, local government allocation River State over 500 million. In fact, in the last 4 months, every local government in River State has taken 2 billion. And you will ask, what are they doing with this money?
Wisdom. I need to. A slight correction. All the local governments can take the same amount. It varies.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Oh, it's not uniform, but differential.
Yeah.
A local government takes 500 million, one takes 490, other 510.
Okay. All right.
So I'm authoritatively telling you that no local government in River State have taken less than 2 billion in the last
okay.
month.
All right.
I have the chart.
All right. You do have a point there.
So they can take steps to ensure, because you see local, you buy a kind of.
I was going to say. I was going to say that wisdom.
The buyers' money, the people's money to go and lodge in hotel. This is the time for local government chairmen to show that really they have their people at heart. For Edo State, I want to tell my Edo brothers that they should give peace a chance. Abdulsalami Abubakar is a great man, an elder statesman who has initiated this thing to ensure that our democratic, our democracy moves on successfully. They should respect good luck's policy. No blood of Nigeria. Nigeria is what? It's election, the icon of democracy. Thank you. That's my advice to my Edo people.
All right, thank you very much. I was going to say, you're saying they have taken at least 2 billion in the past 4 months, but they've been buying mini buses. We call them keke buses, right? They've been buying tricycles. We call them keke, right? They've been buying, sewing machines and all. Transformer. Did you see the transformer? Oh, anyways, Obed from Mile 4, welcome. Obed from Mile 4, it's good to have you.
Good afternoon, Kalada.
Yeah, Obed.
Thank you very much. Kalada, I want to react to Dangote. Does it mean that there is no way out in hands of those at the helm of affairs are tied to be able to get Nigeria out of where we find ourselves right now?
How do you mean?
Or is it a ploy or conspiracy continue to suffer the people? Because I am not getting it at all, Kalada. How is it that now Dangote is producing, is refining here, and there is no resolution, so marketers can be able to buy Dangote products and sell here? What is the problem? Canada, answer me. What is the problem?
I'm also going through what you're going through, so I'm wondering why you want me to answer. I asked the question as well, so I don't think I have the answer to it.
Canada, honestly, because I am not getting it. You understand? What is the problem? Can't this thing be resolved? If the government has the interest of the people, what is too much in resolving whatever be the contention? Is it the fact that there's a loggerhead between Dangote and the presidency? Why would the people stop like this? We have been yearning for a refinery to come on stream, and God to use Dangote. Right now, there's a refinery working in Nigeria. Then, for them to be able to ship products from Dangote refinery, so to ease up the suffering of Nigeria. Yes, we are finding it difficult. What is the problem? I stop here. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Obed. Now let's focus on messages. Or I think I'll take one more call, and then I'll go to messages, and I'll focus on messages. So keep those calls coming in. I take 1 or 2 more calls. 08179230002, 08179230003. 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Good day.
Yeah, greetings to you.
I'm Chiboriji from Obugu.
All right, Oriji, welcome.
Thank you. You know what is surprising is that we're living on top oil and we are suffering of all the things fuel. As I'm talking to you, I'm living on top oil.
You're living on top. You're living on top oil.
Why are we deceiving ourselves? Look at their saying flood is coming. Every day they are shouting flood is coming. It's not the state government recognize that they would build a permanent place. Over how many years flood has been reducing us? Let them go and sit down because they are doing nothing. See, they have made to be the committees. They know. I told them. No, as what they are bringing down. They will bring forth of about 2 sickness and give us that they're giving us something. We know how to manage ourselves. Let them sit down with what they're doing. Let them forget about us. God will help us. Because is it the food? What have them done? Nothing. They are all criminals.
No. Let's not call names and allegations. No, please. Let's not do that. Well, let's read this message. President Bola Tinubu, economic policy causing hardship in Nigeria. Nigerians buying fuel above 1,000 naira is more than brutal assault on Nigerians. Fuel price hike compounding challenges Nigerians are facing on a daily basis. APC-led administration has exhausted the ideas. The promises that defensive mechanisms. Leadership is not for the faint-hearted. Any leadership that is without direction will keep running in circles. We cannot continue this way with one step forward and 10 steps backwards. I want to tell Clinton West. All right. This one says, peace accord hasn't prevented any thuggery, ballots, box snatching, and rigging. So candidates don't see it as important aspect going into elections. Lady V. You said, please read my message in your inbox. Okay. All right. Lady V, I would. I just do not have. I would. Okay. This one says, my name is Godwin Chimzi Agwanwo. Okay. Okay. All right. Just send me a message on Facebook then. All right. You have an announcement? Okay. This one says, those who supported and voted Tinubu shouldn't join us and complain because they are the cause of the problem you're facing today. As for Dangote Refinery, I really wish it fixes its price and see how that could reduce the suffering despite the marketers' complaints. And that's from Nicholas Erasmus. Newton Ikira says, man of the people, there is more to this than meet the eyes, talking about boycotting of Dangote's products. He said, here we go again with the fire brigade approach at the various state governments. Shameless, talking about flooding. And I want to ask the question, hope someone provides the answer as I seek, of what use is the peace accord? All right, I've got to go. Commercial, and after that, an announcement. When I do come back, we'll talk some more.
Stay with us. Nigeria Info.